Case study how racialized lived experiences and culturally responsive school leadership supported school district organizational development and equitable practices by Dr. Lisa Collins and Dr. Muhammad Khalifa. The background of this particular poster is that we know that school districts and school systems are complex. And we know that it's very difficult to create equitable practices for all students. And Salem, Oregon, the school district acquired an equity consultant and trained all of their leadership in culturally responsive school leadership by Dr. Muhammad Khalifa. The school district wanted to train all of their leadership, all means all, and their goal was to develop anti racist and anti oppressive leaders to interrupt oppressive systems. They also worked with an equity consultant that had lived experiences inside of school districts in Oregon to help them with their racial consciousness in creating equitable systems.
Part of why an outside consultant is important is because number one, they bring fresh views to a context. They bring unique epistemologies or lived experiences that can help districts see things that they might not normally be able to see. And also, it allows authoritative voice aside from the district leaders that can become targets to weigh in on equity or inequity that's happening in a district.
So, using those tools, the goal of the school district was to create more safety, welcome, and inclusive environments for students and increase academic outcomes. And Dr. Khalifa, wouldn't you say that those goals right there are the role of the school leader?
Absolutely. It's important that school leaders can look at their own roles in the work, but also look at how systems, all parts of the system can also change in order to match the racial equity journey that districts undergo. It's not just about individuals, it's about entire organizations and systems making system changes in all equity work.
So after the leaders were trained at the school district, 465 leaders were trained in the 2020-21 school year. School principals, assistant principals, all district support, PD, people who provided professional development, and educational leaders.
It's important to note that training is not just the imparting of information from an expert to school leaders, but rather that the experiences, the perceptions, the histories of those leaders must take centerpiece in the training. That's the first thing. The second thing is that it's important to note that in addition to traditional professional development training, a prolonged engagement is needed. In other words, coaching and mentoring, extended conversations that were provided by Dr. Collins and others in the leadership team is as important as the initial 2.5-day training that the district undertook with all of its leaders.
Yes. And from the training, there was additional leadership reflection, which you see here. But in addition to that, as Dr. Khalifa has mentioned, that the data was analyzed, the support that was needed for the school leaders was there, and by the use of my resources as an equity consultant to the district, we were able to create a through line of Dr. Khalifa's work throughout the whole year. We were able to lean into problem solvings, racialized issues by having conversations, real live racial conscious conversations and coaching. And the school district participated by having the trust and by grounding themselves in Dr. Khalifa's work and planning, which is outlined in his book.
One final note is that it's important that the very top district leadership officials engage the work as well. It's not something that can be delegated exclusively to an outside team or consultant. Rather, leaders within districts need to see the top leaders in the district engaging in the work. And that's exactly what we're so happy that this particular district did.
Salem Kaiser is the only school district in Oregon to train all of its leaders in culturally responsive school leadership and to work hand in hand with the equity consultant who had lived experiences of racialized oppression within Oregon systems to work hand in hand to create a better future and outcomes for their students.